Across the Spider-Verse is the greatest film I've seen in my life. This movie is nearly perfect and I'll be really upset if it doesn't win the Oscar for the best movie of the year. But this is not the reason why I think every creator should watch it. It is an animated movie, but I recommend it to every creator who aspires to excel on YouTube because of what it did beyond the groundbreaking animation. Across the Spider-Verse told an amazing personal story that grips you from the start of the movie and leaves you wanting for more by the time the end credits roll. Similarly, the best videos on YouTube tell inspiring personal stories that make those videos stand out from millions of others. Khare's boxing or chess video tells a story of overcoming a personal challenge. Ryan Trahan's Metaverse video tells a story of a human connection online and in real life. MrBeast's latest challenge depicts a touching story of a father celebrating his daughter's birthday. Those personal moments are the reason we feel a deeper connection to those videos. And as a creator, if we want our videos to stand out, embedding those personal narratives is one of the best ways to do it. When you look back at Across the Spider-Verse and you strip away the multi-million-dollar production, what you're left with are the story arcs of personal transformation the key characters experience throughout the movie.
Miles starts one way and he comes, full circle and is a different person who's grown up and has a completely different attitude by the end of it. Gwen and her father have a beginning, middle, and end. All the characters have an arc.
Across the Spider-Verse did an outstanding job using small moments to demonstrate that transformation. Characters' posture changes as they grow more confident about their place in the universe. Colors and design shift as the character transforms. In the moments of action, the animators subtly demonstrated the transformation in the relationship between the characters. Throughout the chase sequence in the futuristic New York, the way one of the characters rips off the spiderweb from the chest shows how they feel about the other character. It's a blink and you miss it moment, but those small pieces form the mosaic that leaves an impression on you as you leave the theater. Notice how none of these examples require multi-million-dollar set pieces. All of them are simple and subtle, something that any creator can replicate in their video. In the Metaverse video I mentioned earlier, Ryan Trahan has a plan behind him that slowly dies as he goes deeper into the virtual world. That is a $10 plan that elevates the video by telling a story of transformation and showcasing the state of organic relationship that Ryan loses track of as he spends more time in the metaverse. I realize that coming up with these kind of through lines and personal stories is very hard, especially for the YouTube video, but this is where the feedback from other creators comes in. You're not alone. We're all struggling with the same type of challenge. You can always use an extra pair of eyes on your project as you develop that idea. Across the Spider-Verse is a great example of what can be accomplished by a very deep and integrated collaboration between hundreds of people. Over 1,000 artists worked on this movie and each had a chance to embed something of their own into the visuals or a story. Phil Lord and Christopher Miller absolutely deserve the credit for being the visionaries behind the project, but they could only do so much, and those hundreds of people around them are the ones to thank for the amazing movie we all get to experience. Phil and Chris actually had to learn that lesson for themselves. Allegedly, they've been fired from a couple of major projects because of their unwillingness to collaborate, and seemingly, once they actually started to embrace the collaboration, they produced two of the best projects that we've seen in the cinema. If you don't have creative friends nearby, Creator Now is an amazing paid community. Colin and Samir have a free Discord brim full of talented creators willing to help. You can reach out to other creators in your region, in your genre, and develop that web of connections that will help you and your fellow creators elevate each other's work. As you start to finalize your idea and put those pieces together after embedding those personal narratives, after taking the feedback from your collaborators, let your mind roam free. Across the Spider-Verse was born out of the desire to do something different, to challenge the status quo and risk it all by pursuing a new path. The creators, the producers, the Sony studio, they all had to accept that challenge. They all had to take that risk to create something new. And out of that challenge came the extraordinary that now everyone wants to replicate.
People were like, oh, this looks really good and it's different. So now all future projects at studios from DreamWorks and ImageWorks and Pixar and they're looking at the next 5 years or whatnot. It's all very stylized.
The same happens in the creator economy all the time. Every major new genre was developed by someone taking a leap of faith. A guy decides to give $10,000 to a homeless person and creates a new challenge format. A group of college buddies made a few videos of their trick shots and over time built a global brand out of that concept. You can create safe, copycat content, benefit from some moderate success, and you will eventually be left in the dust as the taste evolves. Sure, when you're trying to experiment with something new, you still risk it all, but On the upside, you might become one of those individuals that I mentioned earlier who ushered that new stage in the evolution of content on YouTube. I know it is scary, but to quote one of the fellow creators, Stefan of Yes Theory, "A head full of fears has no space for dreams." This movie would not have happened without those personal stories of transformation, without the collaboration across those hundreds of people and the creators who had the luxury to let their imagination run wild. The way I can describe Across the Spider-Verse is the mix of perfect ingredients that were dosed and measured and prepared in such a way that they create this unique palette for your eyes, ears, and your mind. The effect of this movie on the creators will echo for years to come. And when the movie does it, I think it fully deserves its place at the top of the pedestal. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.